we chase it endlessly. Crave it like oxygen, fear its absence like a plague. What is it? Happiness. The elusive butterfly flitting just beyond our grasp, perpetually promising fulfillment that seems to vanish upon capture. We chase the highs, the laughter, the successes, convinced they'll unlock the golden door to lasting bliss. But the highs fade, leaving us gasping for the next fix. And we flee the lows, the tragedies, the failures, desperately hoping to build a life free from their sting. But the darkness always creeps back, reminding us of its unwelcome presence. But what if it's all a myth? What if happiness and suffering aren't real at all, but merely illusions of the mind? This isn't a video about the secret to happiness. It's a rebellion against the very idea. It's a journey beyond happiness and suffering into a realm where there is no suffering and even no happiness. If you sincerely engage with this video, you'll uncover something truly precious beyond the realms of imagination. Now, close your eyes and immerse yourself in the experience I'm about to share, a journey towards the truth to break free from suffering and even happiness. Let's start with the basics. Think about what you see through your eyes. Does it genuinely impact you? Whether it's witnessing something distressing, hellish, or extraordinarily beautiful like heaven, do those visuals affect you, or do you find yourself affected by the experience through analysis and thought? Is it not the fundamental truth? Without the memory to analyze, can anything truly impact you? Ponder on that for a moment. As anything we see through our eyes doesn't inherently affect us, the same principle applies to our other senses. Does what you hear, taste, or smell truly impact you, or does the effect come from your subsequent thoughts and analysis? Ever observed the same incident happening to two or more people, yet their reactions differ? Why does this happen? It's because their thoughts about the same situation are different. Consider this. You have the ability to change your feelings about something simply by thinking differently about the same thing. We engage in this process throughout our lives. When something is bothering us, we try to find the good in it, right? However, currently you are hearing many sounds, seeing many things, and smelling various scents. Yet, when you actively think about these stimuli, they affect you. On the contrary, when you don't actively think about them at all, the experiences remain neutral. Now, if you have followed along sincerely, you may have realized that experientially you are unaffected by your four senses. The impact only occurs when you actively think about these sensory experiences. Without engaging in thought, these experiences remain neutral. Now consider our fifth sense, sensations throughout the body, the pain and pleasure we feel. Upon careful observation, you may realize that even these sensations cannot inherently affect us. We assign labels to sensations, categorizing them as pain or pleasure. It's the meaning we give to a sensation that determines its impact. For instance, if someone hits our bicep muscle unexpectedly, we perceive it as pain and view it negatively. However, in the context of a gym workout, we actively seek this sensation, craving the pain as it signifies muscle growth and strength. Without the memory and the ability to think about it, the sensation remains neutral. This emphasizes that everything is essentially a neutral sensation until we assign it meaning through our thoughts. If we don't engage in thought, it remains neutral. The meaning we assign to sensations is influenced either by our inherent genetic programming or by the conditioning we undergo throughout our lives. For instance, the basic instinct that pain is bad and pleasure is good is a meaning ingrained in us from birth for the survival of the body and mind. However, as we navigate through life, we further define these meanings through our thoughts and experiences. We might, for example, perceive certain pleasures as harmful and some pains as beneficial based on our conditioned responses. This ongoing process of conditioning shapes our interpretation of sensations. Just as you don't perceive objects directly but through their reflection in light, similarly, you don't experience sensations directly, you always feel their reflection. Consider this: if you interrupt the light, you can't see the object. Similarly, if you halt the transmission of sensory perception by altering the nervous system through anesthesia, you won't feel anything. In a surgical theater, when a part of your body is under the influence of anesthesia, you can't sense pain or any other sensation in that area, yet you can witness the surgical procedure with your eyes. Additionally, when someone is drunk, they may not feel pain at times due to issues in their nervous system. Now, consider this thought. What if I told you that even thinking cannot truly affect you? After thinking, you experience emotions, which may be labeled as good or bad, yet these are also sensations that your mind interprets. This cannot fundamentally affect you. Pay close attention to this realization. Feel that nothing has the power to affect you, not even thinking. If you observe this loop, you'll notice that thinking generates emotions, and that thinking assigns meaning to those emotions based on your inherent genetic programming or the conditioning you undergo throughout your life. Recognize this as the infinite loop of the mind. However, when you truly see it, you realize that you are beyond these loops, merely witnessing everything without being genuinely affected. Now that you've realized your unaffected nature through practical experience, consider the implications. Whether you earn money or not, engage in relationships, or choose solitude, you remain unaffected by everything. Whether you choose to know your true self, which is the ultimate goal of spirituality and life, or you choose not to know yourself, you are still unaffected. So, what comes next? If you were swayed by happiness, you might crave material goals, wealth, health, or relationships. Conversely, if you were affected by suffering, you might be inclined to renounce everything, essentially seeking an escape. Yet realizing your unaffected state, neither craving nor averting anything, you find yourself in a state beyond these dualities. Let's explore what lies beyond. Embrace a trustee mindset, akin to being a caretaker, a custodian of your mind and body who remains unaffected. Imagine a doctor treating an unknown patient, dedicated, focused, and impartial. Now envision that same doctor treating his own daughter. Inevitably, his hands may shake due to emotional attachment. This emotional connection leads to suffering. However, in the case of the unknown patient, the doctor works at his full potential, undisturbed by emotional highs or lows. Now, can you cultivate this trustee mindset for yourself? Recognize that you are the caretaker of your mind and body, committed to doing everything that's beneficial for them. Yet, in the background, understand that you remain unaffected. This realization allows you to live your life to the fullest. Recognize one last crucial aspect. Everything operates according to its nature or Dharma. Just as fire naturally burns, our body and mind follow their inherent nature. Referencing my Law of Automation playlist, we explored how our mind functions beyond our control, adhering to its innate nature. On a broader scale, the universe's nature is characterized by growth and improvement. Given that our body and mind are integral parts of the universe, they too align with this nature. Dissatisfaction often arises because, while the universe is in a constant state of evolution, we seek stability, a contradiction to its fundamental nature. A caretaker mindset strives to optimize the body and mind, aligning them with their highest potential, acknowledging that there is no fixed pinnacle or perfection. Evolution and growth define life, serving as its essence, and Dharma, understanding Dharma, or nature, serves as the foundational pillar for living a fulfilled life. Have you come across the concept of the 4 pillars of life: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha? Dharma encompasses comprehending the nature of the mind, body, the world, and ourselves, guiding us to act wisely. Just as understanding the nature of fire allows us to use it wisely. Once we grasp this understanding, we move on to Artha and Kama, living a life filled with various experiences, including wealth, family, adventure, exploration, and travel. These experiences serve as training grounds for the ultimate life goal, moksha. The practical and experiential understanding of oneself, earned through navigating life's challenges and joys, is akin to completing your graduation and high school before pursuing a PhD, which in this context is moksha.